Well, hello everyone and welcome to a brand new video, and this could be my review of Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. So Across the Spider-Verse is a sequel to the amazing movie Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse that came out in 2018, and this time Miles Morales has to figure out who he wants to be and what it means to be a hero while also encountering a number of spider people in the multiverse. Now, I really love the first Spider-Verse film. Like, I was actually so surprised by how much emotion there was when I finished watching that movie. Definitely way more emotion than the last few Spider-Man movies. Yes, I'm being serious about that. Also, I would like to say that the trailers, the marketing, they really did not spoil a single plot point for this movie. Like, you could easily watch the trailers and still walk into this movie surprised at all the plot points and the twists and turns. Now, what I'm about to say has been said in every single review for this movie, but literally every shot, every frame is a piece of art. Like, it's literally a painting. The animation style is still just as amazing and unique as the first film. But they do something really incredible with this movie, because in this movie, you really get to explore worlds outside of Miles' universe, outside of Miles' world, you know? And of course, that gives a lot of opportunities to really make every world unique and stand out from one another. Like, each world, each universe has its own art style or whatever. Like, for example, the film starts in Gwen's world, but I really love the use of colors in that. Sure, they could have gone for the typical skin tone, blonde hair and stuff, and it is still skin tone and blonde hair, but there were times when the colors would match the mood of the characters in that scene. So the colors would sometimes change based on how much they move and how they're feeling, if they're crying, if they're happy and stuff. And there are many different worlds out there in this movie, which I won't get into, but it's really cool to see each world stand out from their own. One of the greatest things about these two Spider-Verse movies is really the characters and how they really get them right. They really know how to make us care about them and put them in these situations where it has stakes, and every one of them has a character arc, whether it's small or big. Everybody in this movie has a purpose. One of the greatest things about a Spider-Man movie, a video game, or a TV show is how, or the comics obviously, is how relatable Spider-Man can be to all of us. And to be honest, I think I found myself more relatable to Miles in this movie than I have in the recent Spider-Man movies. No disrespect to Tom Holland, he's a great Spider-Man, but I feel like what they do with this character doesn't give me that emotional punch, you know what I mean? And it's a lot of it is just for comedy. Like, I'm just saying that what they do with Tom Holland's Peter Parker does not really compare emotionally with what we get with Miles as a character. Like, Miles is like, what, supposed to be like 15 in this movie? And I can really feel the struggles he's going through in this movie. And not only was I thinking about the struggles I could be going through right now, I was mostly thinking about how I felt at that age as a teenager. Of course, Haley Steinfeld is great as Gwen Stacy, and Jake Johnson is a great Peter Parker, and I really love the scenes that they had with his daughter. Like, those are some of the funniest moments in this movie. But in this movie, we also get introduced to Miguel O'Hara, who is also known as Spider-Man 2099, who is played amazingly by Oscar Isaac. Like, I'm not a comic reader. I don't know anything about Spider-Man 2099. Like, this was the first ever incarnation that I've ever, like, been, like, projected into my... what projected it like that I'm seeing, you know, like. So yeah, I knew nothing about Spider-Man 2099, and because this is my first exposure, I finally got the word, my first exposure to the character, I really love that he wasn't technically the villain, even though I thought he was going to be from the trailers. And you could say he's kind of like the antagonist to Miles, because Miguel wants to do the right thing, and without spoiling, it doesn't really align with what Miles wants to do. And of course, this is a Spider-Verse film, and if you are a Spider-Man fan like myself ever since I was a little boy, and you grew up on the movies, the animations, some of the video games, well, you can expect lots and lots of cameos in this one. And I also love that the cameos didn't distract us from the story, Doctor Strange 2, but the story was still focused on Miles, you know what I mean? And surprisingly enough, this is also Gwen's story. Like, this is literally a Miles and Gwen story. But yeah, the cameos are surely to make any Spider-Man fan smile during this film. Now, I just saw that this film is now considered the longest Hollywood animated movie ever released, and it is running at 2 hours and 20 minutes. And I wouldn't say that this movie is too long or too slow or anything, but I did notice that the plot starts to get going at about an hour into this movie. Yes, I did look at my watch just to kind of like, because I'm kind of curious to see how the runtime goes. And if I remember correctly, Miles gets into the multiverse at about an hour into this movie. So yeah, it does take a while to kind of pick up, but I think that last hour and 20 minutes really sold it for me. Like, that first hour really takes the time to explore Gwen's backstory in her universe, while also exploring Miles' life in a fun family drama type of storyline. Even if I feel like the movie took a while to kind of pick up, I wouldn't really cut anything out because I know that every scene is important and has a purpose. I don't really know how to explain it, but it's one of those rare cases where I feel like the first hour was kind of dragging just a little bit, but I'm not complaining about it at all. And that last hour is packed with high stakes, emotion. I was on the edge of my seat, and it literally has everything you want in a Spider-Man movie. And of course, this film ends on a cliffhanger. God damn it. I really wish this movie didn't end, but it did. Well, at least we know the new one is coming out next year, as far as I know. Overall, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is an amazing sequel packed with great animation style, great humor, but most importantly, emotion. This film succeeds at making Miles relatable to all of us, and that is the best thing a Spider-Man story can do, whether it's a game, TV show, movie, whatever. And with that, I'm gonna give Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse a 9 out of 10. So what did you think of Across the Spider-Verse? Let me know in the comments, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.